Hi you, and welcome back to Pond House Garden. This is part 3 of the Duncan Rotary Club Garden Tour, their annual tour here on Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada. We've just posted video 1 and video 2 of the first 2 gardens, and now we are working on video number 3 for the 3rd garden out of 6. Wow. Hey, Mom?
Oh, my word. Love it. Wow.
Okay, I think my hands are shaking a bit because it is
Gorgeous.
gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't know where to look. It's just, and somebody mentioned it couldn't be deer here because this is a smorgasbord for deer.
Smorgasbord. But yet
They're not.
they're not. So something happens to the deer here at
Yeah.
night. Something goes on.
Yeah. Some automatic water.
I like this to access the
Telling ya, every place so far, 3 out of 3, secret pathway. It's the way to go.
said there was 80 acres here.
There is 80 acres.
Oh, there's something.
Yeah, and no more can be built. And she said,
All right, so the write-up in the guide says this. Our garden probably totals approximately 0.4 of an acre, including 2 shade gardens and the rest in full sun. We have a lot of ornamental grasses in both shade and sun, tying the gardens together. Early June color starts to appear, lots of white and light purple with hints of magenta and soft pink. In the shade gardens, many types of hostas are featured, some up to 4 feet across with many types of ferns interspersed among them. Monica Doherty has helped us over the last few years to do some additions and renovations in the garden. And we actually just met up with Monica and she helped point out the different names of some of the varieties of plants that we definitely want to add to our garden. This is a breathtaking property and the owner's been hard at it herself, designing and implementing and creating and planting the garden and maintaining it for over 30 years. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Goodbye, little property. We don't want to leave you. On to number 4 out of 6. Here we go. Okay. That garden is gorgeous in every single way. Yeah, gorgeous is about the only word that I can use for this property as a descriptor. I don't even know what name I could give it other than my house, because that's where I could see myself living, in that beautiful heritage home. And also the gardens were just breathtaking. And I know that that did not come to Colleen overnight. Colleen her and her husband are the owners of the property, and there are years and years of making that garden the way that it was to show us that day. So we had a wonderful talk with Colleen, and she was able to let us know some of the different varieties of plants that were in the garden that really caught our eye. And so the purpose of this part of the video is to talk through those different parts. Now, I brought out my computer because I'm not going to remember all of this myself. And I'm in the shade of the pavilion because it's very sunny and hot out there today. So this will give me a good place to walk through this with you. Going up and arriving at Colleen's property, you would at first you don't even really see the garden, which is odd. There's enough of these larger growing trees in front of the property that as you're going by, all of a sudden you catch a glimpse of this amazing lawn and this entire area dedicated to mostly perennial plants. And as you get closer, you're like, am I seeing this? Is this a fairy tale? Is this out of a book? Like, it was just breathtaking. So once you get to the driveway, then you see all of the garden areas, and there's these definite, distinct areas that are perennials that like the sunshine versus the perennials that like the shade. So the hosta and fern garden was underneath the front row of trees that protect the property. I guess protect isn't the best word, but they kind of act as a perimeter between the property line and the street that's going by. So the hostas are perfect for underneath all of those established large trees. And then the perennial garden that's in front of the beautiful heritage home, that tolerated more sunshine. And so you can tell by the different types of plants that she's put in there. Then there was another beautiful, to the right-hand side of the garden, there was a beautiful little area where there was 2 Adirondack chairs, and you can sit there and you're surrounded by more plants. Then, as if you thought that was the entire garden, you continue walking around to the back side of the house. And at the back side, there's this gorgeous pool. Like, someone definitely is putting the time in to maintain that pool. We grew up with a pool. Sorry, Dad, it didn't look like that. But you know what? I admire the effort, and our friends all enjoyed it, but our pool was not like that. I think at one point in time, we started putting koi in the pool with us because we needed it to be for two purposes: cool off the kids and start to breed the koi. So we swam with fish, and that was okay. That was okay. But this pool was not meant to have fish in it, not in any shape of the imagination, or any stretch of the imagination. So then you walked around the pool, you walked down to the backyard, which then had a trail that went to nowhere again, which I love. And it had the gardens down there had a lot of larger rhododendrons. I believe there's some hydrangea down there. I can't quite recall without seeing the video, but then that was the backyard. And then you come up the opposite side yard off the pool and go on the other side of the house. And there was this beautiful trellis work, and it had this gorgeous climbing hydrangea that went along the trellis. There was also, I believe, a large planted grass, which was just in immaculate, it was just great shape. Not immaculate shape. It was it was perfectly hydrated for a grass. Let's put it that way. Like the foliage on the grass itself was just pristine. And it was obviously happy back there because it got some shade, but some sunshine as well. And I think that's why the hydrangea works back there. And then you continue circling out to the front yard, which you have that big stretch of grass again and come out the other side of the large perennial area. The grass itself, I mean, I don't know how much time they spent prepping that. And I really don't think, I should have looked closer at the lawn because I don't really think it was regular lawn seed. I don't know how to explain that. I'm not a lawn person, but there was some time that went into that lawn, and I'm not sure what type it is. I think some of my footage showing, I love people that can do this because I can't pull it off, but doing the what do you call it when you are, the distinction between the edging between the lawn and the mulch on the garden was gorgeous. This nice clean line that traveled all around the gardens and created a distinguishing line between the green area and the mulched garden area, and that was really beautiful too. So then let's see, the lawn, the house. Okay, so let's talk about a few of the beautiful varieties of plants that were in there. Like I said, I brought out my computer because I wasn't going to remember this myself, but of note, and something that Mom absolutely loved, was let me just get back here, a Troutman juniper. And this is a highly hardy, narrow, upright evergreen conifer. And we're talking narrow. And like it went up, but it coiled, which was really, really cool. So selected by the late Wisconsin nurseryman Herbert Troutman, it serves as an excellent cold-tolerant alternative to the Italian cypress. Known for its unique bluish-gray-green color and coarse, craggy texture, it thrives in tight urban spaces. This was not an urban garden that we were in, but it was perfectly placed where we were. And I know that Mom will be adding this to her garden. The growth habit is it's a tight columnar spire, and it reaches 12 to 15 feet in height and 3 to 4 feet in width at maturity. And that's good for cold tolerance zones 4 through 8, and it thrives in full sun. So that was very cool. Another one that we saw that we loved was Penstemon, or beard tongue. And let's see, it was this beautiful, was the Penstemon white? I think it was. I think it had a white flower on there, and I don't know if I actually got a picture of this. It'll be in the video, but it is, let's see, botanical name, it's Penstemon. Beard tongue is the common English name, and it says that it's famous for its trumpet-shaped tubular flowers and the distinct, hairy, pollen-free stamen that protrudes from the bloom, resembling a fuzzy beard. And let's see here, it's a pollinator magnet, it says, and it also is loved by hummingbirds. It thrives in full sun and requires well-draining soil. And yeah, so that was very cool. We loved that. Another one we saw, let's see, a spirea. And this was a yellow spirea. Again, I'm not sure if I got a picture, but I should have it in the videos anyway. And spirea, very easy to grow and hardy in zones 4 to 8, with many selections expanding up to from a 3 to 9 zone, tolerant of a wide range of conditions, including poor soil, heat, cold, humidity, drought, and urban pollination, simplifying overall spirea plant care. So not only is spirea low maintenance, yay, but the bush itself also attracts butterflies and other insect pollinators. So let's just see if I can see more here on, comes in many different colors or shades, and it's not fussy about soil type or pH. Soil should be kept moist but not soggy, and fertilize it in early spring. Yeah, so that was a winner chicken dinner. Dad's highlight of the entire time that we were there, he kept eyeing up the pink dogwood. For those of you who are subscribers to the channel, you would have already watched us at the Russell Nursery Tour video that we put on. It's a plant nursery in North Saanich. And there we talked about the pink dogwood because I grew up in a home that Dad had a pink dogwood planted, and when we moved, he actually never brought it with us. We brought a ton of rhododendrons with us to the new house, but we didn't bring the pink dogwood, and he has never planted a pink dogwood at houses since then. So he has decided, because this is the retirement house at the pond house, he is going to get a pink dogwood. So the pink dogwood here he really fell in love with. I looked it up on one of our nurseries here that's close to a lot of people that are viewing the channel. A lot of the subscribers, thank you very much for subscribing. And it turns out that I don't see this variety there. So you might have to search for this variety at one of the other nurseries on the island, or at a nursery close to you if you're in the States or any other country that you're in. That's a really good question, Michelle. I just thought of something. I'm like, I have to look into where all the dogwoods would grow, because it might not grow in the country that you live in. So stay tuned for another video. I'll talk more about dogwoods solely in a video. But this one was called Miss Satomi, and it's a Kusa dogwood or a Cornus Kusa. And it says here in the write-up, it's renowned for its beauty. It's a medium-sized deciduous shrub that delights in every season. In spring, it showcases stunning deep pink bracts surrounding tiny yellowish green flowers. Summer, it brings strawberry-like fruits, while fall displays vibrant red foliage. Even in winter, its mottled bark captivates the eye. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. I'm trying here. And hardiness is zones 5 to 8. It wants full sun, part shade. Its seasons are spring, and Colleen had told us this was a later spring flowering dogwood, which was nice. Also, of course, there's things that happen to it for the summer, fall, and the winter. So all 4 seasons, something is happening that creates interest for the yard with this tree. Height is 12 to 15 feet, and spread is also 12 to 15 feet. So it looked absolutely perfect where she had placed it in front of the house. Let's see. The alliums. This is what made it like a fairy tale to me. Colleen had this wide expanse of these beautiful perennials planted in front of the garden, and among them were these little pops of purple balls, bringing in a little bit of whimsy, which I thought was so neat. And so for any of you who aren't familiar with alliums, these are basically a flowering onion. I'm just looking here. Let me scroll. And let's see, these are, so this is Allium Christophii. Oh, the fan just went on in the polytunnel. That's how hot it is again. Okay, so Allium Christophii, commonly known as the Star of Persia, is celebrated for its massive 8 to 10 inch globular flower heads made up of up to 100 star-shaped metallic amethyst violet florets. Oh, yes, and that is how beautiful each one of these are. Bloom time is late spring to early summer, typically May and June. Height, compact and sturdy, usually growing 18 to 24 inches tall, making them wind resistant compared to taller varieties. Hardiness zones 4 to 8. And features the dried sea heads retain their spherical shape and structure for months, making them an excellent choice for dry flower arrangements. So they like full sun, at least 6 hours of direct sunlight daily, which was great for that particular garden. The soil is well-draining soil it requires, and you just plant the bulbs 8 to 10 inches deep. And it says it's highly deer, rabbit, and rodent resistant, but I don't know about that because I have had flowering alliums before in my garden and the deer like to taste them anyway, so I don't know. We did ask Colleen how the heck she's able to have her gardens exposed and no deer come and munch on any of the hostas or the other perennials, and she said because they're surrounded by woodlands and other areas that the deer like so much, there's just so much for them to gobble, they haven't been in her yard. Fluky, I would say, because if I was a deer, that is the garden that I would munch on. That would be my breakfast, lunch, and my dinner, for sure, because everything was so in good shape. Thank you so much. And there's water for me to drink after in the pool. Yeah, I would be, okay, I will be that deer when I come back in my afterlife. That's who I'm gonna be, but please don't shoot me. Just feed me an apple. That's all I ask. So that was the allium, and let's see if I've got any other things here. The dogwood, I talked about. Spirea. Oh yes, and finally, at the end when we were talking to a few people by the driveway, our attraction went to this beautiful blacky burgundy leafed plant that was in a black plant pot. Absolutely gorgeous. We had to ask what it is, and it is a bug bane. And I don't know exactly what kind of bug bane it was. Maybe it's the chocoholic black bug bane. There's all kinds of bug banes that I see listed, and I didn't actually get the variety of it. But I can tell you, stunning. So that black leaf against like a yellow in the garden or planted with other reds or purples would have been just amazing. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the garden. As you saw, it was in a plant pot and it worked just perfectly. I think I've said that a lot. Perfectly. Yes, it did. So we took a picture of that one for sure because that is coming into my garden, and I'm sure it's going to go to the farm garden as well. Oh yes, that's exciting. Dad has started the backfilling and starting to landscape or contour the land where the garden will be beside the pond house. So we have upcoming videos for you for that as well. And so there's going to be large specimen trees planted there, but I'm sure as Dad is landscaping some areas, Mom will include this bug bane somewhere as well as a red bud from the other garden that we loved, as well as, yeah, elderberry, another garden that we loved. Oh, we got a lot of things going into the farm soon. So I think that is it. I'm gonna close up the computer. I just want to say thank you again for subscribing to our channel. We're really enjoying bringing all of these tours to you and also going to all the plant nurseries and showing you what's available on the island. With more subscribers, it will give us an opportunity to actually go and tour over on the mainland. We have a goal of getting north on the island, on Vancouver Island. We want to showcase gardens and plant nurseries throughout all the Gulf Islands. And we also want to make it over to the mainland of BC and show you some things over there. So please, if you know someone who wants to join us on our journey as the channel is growing, please have them subscribe. And remember, we love your comments, and especially Dad. He gets up every morning for coffee to read your comments. So thank you so much for saying a little shout out and hi to Dad. He does so much work, and he just loves the idea that somebody appreciates the time that he's putting in. Because we all certainly do, but I don't think he believes that when we say, Dad, this rocks. He needs to hear it from somebody else too. So this is part 3, or garden tour number 3, and garden tour number 4 is coming up right up behind it. So thanks again. I hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you real soon. Bye.